The scene that's unfolding here behind me is one of desperation and frustration.
I think it's all about misery and desperation.
Desperation.
Desperation time now for Kentucky in the...
Aware neither of the exact desperation of the generalissimos
Thoreau said most men lead lives of quiet desperation.
This desperation. I sought that with desperation, Your Holiness.
Desperation Creek in a few days.
Noticing a mother's quiet desperation.
A pool of desperation, and you're waiting for them.
John, there'd be riots. You should hear the desperation in their...
Are crossing the Rio Grande into Mexico. The scene that's unfolding here behind me is one of desperation and frustration. People have abandoned their cars, grabbed their belongings.
Was a notable success.
People think it's all about misery and desperation and death and all that shite, which is not to be ignored.
Family hang on the whim of an unstable woman. He is driven to desperation, and with the responsibility of a wife and child to protect.
Desperation time now for Kentucky in the final seconds. Here's a miss by Kron. Latin.
Maybe Chiang Kai-shek won't be so particular.
I'm aware neither of the exact desperation of the generalissimos needs, nor how good are his sources of information. Good day, Mr.
To begin, the less likely you are to find it at all. Thoreau said most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Don't be resigned to that. Break.
Weakness. And from this desperation, we look for a champion in red, white, and blue.
Within the framework of the state.
I sought that with desperation, Your Holiness.
Precisely, Beckett. You are new to God.
Where else? Bunch them up. Grab the gear. Pack it up. I'll see you in Desperation Creek in a few days.
Noticing a mother's quiet desperation. That's something else.
Everybody at the bottom crosses paths eventually in a pool of desperation, and you're waiting for them.
How about we? The trick is, stay the same.
Impossible, John. There'd be riots. You should hear the desperation in their voices. This is the best time of your life.
As North Vietnamese troops marched on Saigon, the imminent fall of the city has brought chaos and a growing sense of desperation.
Okay. You have a kind of sick desperation in your life?
You know,
Simon, there's desperation in your voice.
well, I'm out of money. I can't act anymore.
No. Now, you gotta be a little cool about it. The one thing you shouldn't do is let your desperation show.
Well, I don't think I have.
I don't know, I always felt there was a fatal element.
You don't think this is gonna work?
It's a desperation move, man. But hey, there's a school of thought.
Refused work. Out of desperation, he reached into the cash register and took $5. The store also doubled as the town's post office.
Could you spare us $50?
Does it ever embarrass you, Candy? His naked desperation?
The nakedness I can deal with.
Yeah,
Past since Chris's disappearance. My parents' anger, their desperation, their guilt was giving way to pain.
Great heaviness hangs over me, causing me a most abject desperation. Always the mood of the men grew uglier, as empty bellies and desperation began to conquer reason.
Quarterback?
Coach called you out.
Joe, it looks like a desperation move to me. James Street is raw and unproven.
Let's go. Y'all want to play some